This video is brought to you by NordVPN.
When was the last time you added a new move to your training? For some it'll have been years. Maybe you've just stuck with the few common exercises you always see in bodybuilding magazines. Maybe you've stuck with the big 3 lifts and a few accessories. In all likelihood, one of the best things you can do for your fitness right now would be to try something new. Learn a new martial arts move, a new dance move, a new lift. How about the pistol squat or Turkish get-up or a macaco? How about trying rock climbing, wild swimming or jiu-jitsu? You could have a go at juggling or try and learn a movement from breakdancing. Because fitness is about more than just strength and cardio. It's about being able to move your body with grace, control and confidence. By experimenting with new movements in your training, you'll increase your movement intelligence, you'll gain greater control over your body, and you'll strengthen muscles you never even knew you had. Because every new movement you experiment with is an education. Learning even a more basic plant progression, for example, will teach you about straight arm strength. Perhaps this is something you've not experimented with before, but developing it can lead to a reduced chance of bicep tear during things like the deadlift, and greater strength in a whole range of different movements. You'll also need to develop a rock-solid core, scapular control, and much more. You'll learn so much more about yourself just by trying to learn this move. In ballet, you'll learn about positioning the pelvis. Ask many people if they have an anterior pelvic tilt, and they won't be able to answer. A ballet dancer, on the other hand, can literally position their pelvis wherever they like. The kind of postural control a ballet dancer learns can help them to move more gracefully, powerfully, and with longevity, and there's no reason you can't learn a plie or another move from ballet in your spare time. The kettlebell swing, meanwhile, teaches the hip hinge, it teaches you to relax and contract your body as needed, and it teaches you to deal with unpredictable weights. I could go on and on. Each time you try a new movement that seems out of reach, you force yourself to learn new concepts and to control your body in new ways. That translates to greater control and power in other movements, faster acquisition of new skills as you start to understand the language of movement. And you'll greatly lessen your chance of injury. If you're going to be learning new skills online, then you need a VPN. Like today's sponsor, NordVPN. So NordVPN is a VPN. That's a virtual private network. And basically what this is it's a method to relay your internet traffic via a server located elsewhere, which is a great way to protect your personal information and at the same time to unlock some new features on a few of your favorite apps. NordVPN is the fastest VPN according to the most recent speed tests, but it means that if anyone spies on your internet activity, all they're going to see is that you loaded up this VPN. That way you protect your information. And at the same time, it means that if you want to watch something like Netflix, you can do so whilst spoofing your address. You can make it look as though you're coming from a different country by choosing a server located in that region. And the reason you might want to do this is so that you can access content that's region locked. And NordVPN's a really good one with tons of different apps. It's really easy to use, and it has a bunch of different features as well that help you improve your security in other ways. If you think this sounds good and you're interested in trying out NordVPN for yourself, then Bioneer viewers can get access to an exclusive deal by going to nordvpn.com/the Bioneer. Link in the description down below. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you. Why not give it a try? Thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Thanks to you guys for watching, and let's carry on with the show, shall we? And because you'll be training parts of your body you're not used to, you'll make incredible gains and smash through plateaus. Training the same exercise over and over again will always yield diminishing returns. There's only so much better you can get at the bench press. Eventually you'll find you can't create much of a stimulus for growth without adding unwieldy amounts of weight, and you really need that much weight on the same single move. So why not try a day of med ball slams and see how you feel the next morning? Try something new that makes you feel like a noob again, and that means noob gains. Can you do a skin the cat? Can you do a muscle up? I spent the day yesterday attempting to learn the tornado kick from Grant. Today my thighs and hips feel like they've had an insane workout. I didn't even lift any weight. My friend tells me about a time he spent over an hour on monkey bars, and he had the most insane DOMs in his abs the next day, and this was a guy who trained his abs regularly. Not only can this novelty result in genuine strength and physique gains that apply more generally, it also helps the body to make more connections, to strengthen those weak links, and to build a far more dynamic physicality. And what's more is that learning something new is fun. Many people find training boring. This makes a lot of sense when you consider that they're literally repeating the same movement over and over and over again. That boredom is your brain's way of telling you that this isn't optimal behaviour. By introducing new elements and trying new things, you can create the type of engagement and cognitive stimulation that makes you actively focus on what you're doing, makes you want to do it. Makes it addictive. I've been trying to learn some new skipping skills on and off lately. The process is fun in the same way a computer game is fun. It has the one more try factor, meaning you can improve your cardio without needing some insane willpower because it's something you actively want to do. The same goes for sparring, for focus mitts, for learning new dance routines, for slacklining, for rock climbing. These are really fun things. The brain and body literally crave this kind of stimulation. The brain is a learning machine, which is why we find this type of learning inherently fun. Moreover, this kind of constant learning puts the brain in a more plastic state. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's largely because most old dogs stopped trying to learn new tricks long ago. They literally lost the ability to learn as a result. They found their comfort zone and stayed there. When you keep learning and keep trying new things, your brain stays more youthful, and you find it increasingly easier to learn new things. Nothing accomplishes this quite like moving in 3D space. Then comes the reward of learning something new, and the awesome feeling of having a bag of tricks you can draw from at any time. With more physical skills, you'll be able to thrive in more situations, engage in more activities, explore more, and you'll have a ton of neat party tricks too. Now, of course, there are downsides to this idea. If you're constantly learning new things in a scattershot manner, how are you supposed to progress? How can you master one skill if you keep moving on to the next? Well, for starters, I'm not saying you should only keep adding new things to your training. You can maintain a steady training program while still trying a new move every other week or so, while also occasionally trying a new sport or a new class. There's plenty of time for both approaches to work. Over time, you'll discover new and more exciting ways to train that become mainstays. You can add them to your regular training. The rest you can discard. Eventually, your routine will be full of movements that you love and can't wait to train. As Bruce Lee would say, absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. At the same time, as long as there's some consistency in the traits, attributes, and networks being trained, you can experiment without losing much progress. So for example, if you train push-ups one week and try learning lizard crawls the next week, you'll be hitting the pecs hard at both times. There is consistency here, it's just not precisely the same movement. This is repetition without repetition, and for real dynamic movement, it is in many ways superior. Of course, if you're experimenting with new moves to the detriment of precise repetition with others, then it could take some time and energy away from your regular training. That might mean your strength increases more slowly on key lifts, or that you don't pack on quite as much muscle quite as quickly. But as I often say, as I often argue on this channel, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a great trade-off, in fact. You'll get stronger a little slower, but in exchange you'll increase your movement IQ, you'll gain a ton of awesome new skills and movements to add to your repertoire, you'll be strong in ways that other people miss, and you'll be excited for your training again. So yeah, try something new. And if you want to try a routine that incorporates a lot of unique movements from a wide variety of styles, then be sure to check out my ebook and training program, Super Functional Training 2.0. You'll get a massive ebook, you'll get over 2 hours of video tutorials, and you'll train in a way that improves everything from mobility, to strength, to cardio, to body control, using a wide variety of exercises, but that can be adapted to any situation and any skill level. I want to say a massive thanks to Grant Stevens and Liam Ellis for being big parts of this video. And if you're a YouTuber based in the UK and you need someone to come and film your work, then I highly recommend Liam. He's available and he's incredibly skilled, great guy, so you can find his link in the description down below. Check out Grant's channel if you want to learn how to do some of those awesome martial arts moves. Subscribe and you'll make sure you won't miss that. A massive thank you to Paul Clutterbuck for letting me use his gym, First for Fitness in Bicester. Check it out. And some of this was also filmed at Anytime Fitness, also in Bicester, and a massive thank you to them. I think that's all the shout-outs done. Oh yeah, thanks so much to you guys for watching this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.